Hello everyone, and welcome back to Ocarina of Time 3-Heart Challenge. Today is part 6. And unfortunately, my mic was all messed up, so the audio, when I was recording it, it was all like poppy and whiny. You'll hear a little bit at the end of part 5 what happened there, but anyway, so I gotta re-record it. Anyway, just got the Hylian shield from the graveyard. Get it for free that time, or that way. We're heading up to Goron City. Past the guard. Yeah, the enemies aren't too threatening in this game, but well, that'll help for later. That's why I'm doing the 3-Heart Challenge, but I think I said this before, but one thing I find great in this game is just the amount of control you have over Link. It feels like you can turn around real easy, and when you pull back on the stick, you turn instantly around, which is what I like. I don't like in newer Zelda games how it doesn't seem to work like that. Like Twilight Princess, it seems you have to turn, do a slow turn, and even Super Mario 64, which is a great game. I think it's the best 3D Mario game. Even that, there's some problems with controls, and because you do a slow turn, you know what I mean. Like you have to. I mean, even if you want to pull back, go back in the direction Mario has to do a slow turn around. It's like I don't need to see the full animation of him turning around. I'd rather just have him go where I want him to go. In this game, I never had that issue. Which, funny enough, there isn't even a jump button in this game, and I find the platforming a lot easier. Although Mario 64 is designed great, so. Here we got Darunia. I'm glad I got Saria's song, so that way I don't have to... what's great is I don't even have to talk to him. I can just play him Saria's song and then skip ahead. Of course, I gotta listen to all his dialogue again. That's okay. I'm the big boss of the Gorons. Yeah, I guess you can play as Darunia in Hyrule Warriors, which is one of the only characters I'm excited about in that game. Which, I mean, I don't own the game. I just didn't seem like there was enough there to buy it. I mean, the combat's not like Zelda. It's like Dynasty Warriors. And if I want to, play a Dynasty Warriors clone, then I'll probably just buy one of the older Dynasty Warriors games. It'll be cheaper, and besides, I've heard you can play as like hundreds of characters in those games. Whereas in Hyrule Warriors, you can only play as like 13 or something? I don't know the number exactly, but just feels like you'd probably get a lot more bang for your buck on an older game. Besides, I play Zelda for the combat and the boss battles and all the enemies and everything. which is I think something missing from all the newer games. I mean, Twilight Princess was okay. Skyward Sword, you got a lot of enemies that they're designed they're designed around the motion thing, you know, where you have to swing, hit it with the motion. But the thing is, the delay on the Wii remote is so big. I always found it also not very accurate. I know people, you know, there's been stupid demonstration videos where they show how accurate they are and everything, but in a combat situation, or you know, in a combat, almost made it there. You can actually jump on that as a kid, but you can, you know, you get that piece of heart without planting the bean as a kid. I didn't do it very good there, but I've done it plenty of times before. I think you can backflip over that fence. Anyway, here we're going into Dodongo's Cavern, which I guess I'll just keep going with this part. I won't cut it. Anyway, Skyward Sword, the enemies are all designed around the Wii Motion Plus and everything, but you, when you swing your sword, it just doesn't seem, or there's always a delay. And so when you're fighting an enemy, you can't really do small, quick movements. You have to kind of have big, wide sweeping things, and then you kind of have to give it a second for it to read what you've done. Because I always found that if I wanted to do a slice down and then a slice back up, it would always just like spaz out. Because I would be moving too quick for the game. And then there's the delay, which really threw me off. Of course, that, you know, that game is a lot better in hero mode, or the second time you play it, because you can skip all the cutscenes, which I found boring. I did not care for Skyward Sword's story at all. It just felt, I don't know. Zelda, I didn't care about Zelda. I didn't care about any of the characters. Groose. I didn't care for the art style really either, which is forgivable. I mean, a game is based on gameplay. I'm not worried about the graphics that much, but I found it to be an ugly game. Like, some parts of that game look worse than PS1 games, or, you know, just as bad. Like when you're crawling in a tunnel, I know they're going for the water paint style, but it just looks blurry and it looks terrible. It reminded me of crawling through the pipes in Metal Gear Solid, the first one. Guess I should talk about this dungeon, though. Something I like. This is, I thought, a really cool dungeon, because you're inside like a hollowed out giant Dodongo. Which is really cool. I always thought this game deserved a sequel, which they could do a lot with it. Of course, I like this game so much, I think a sequel would be great. Master Quest is kind of a sequel, or, you know, it changes the layout of the dungeons and everything, but I've never played Master Quest, and in order to get it, I'd have to buy a 3DS and then the Ocarina of Time 3D, or I'd have to buy the GameCube disc. And the GameCube disc is expensive. I'd rather just, I wish Nintendo would just release it on the Virtual Console, just do the Master Quest. I mean, may as well. Anyway, that's it. I've ran too long. The video's over. Alright. I guess I'll see you guys in part 7.